You worked in car sales. Not only did you work in car sales, but you're actually my boss at one point.
I didn't know what I was doing, but I did it.
And there's times where I'm like, man, like, you know what? Maybe I could just like relax and kind of like live good now and enjoy myself. Then I'm like, no, my goals are bigger than this.
It's supposed to be friends. We're not supposed to be wanting to cut each other's throat.
Like, it takes a long time to sell a car.
The fact that I can do this, still have time to live life and pay my bills because I'm a single woman, so I don't have anybody else paying my bills, is amazing.
I feel like you're on top of the world right now.
You know how I'm always wrestling.
Yeah, you're always wrestling. I never know what's gonna happen. What would your favorite thing be about all this new stuff going on?
My favorite thing is watching your story.
My story?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah, because I remember that, David.
Welcome to my show of ordinary people doing extraordinary things, where we hear from regular people who got tired of living their ordinary lives and were not afraid to make that jump.
You gotta be different. You can't be doing what everyone else is doing. You gotta create action. You gotta create momentum. So I'm looking for demand and I'm looking for mentorship because I wanted to know everything my mentor knew.
People who are just like you and me. Hello, my name is David Price. If you see something in this video you like, please hit the thumbs up button. If you wanna follow our content, please hit the subscribe button and hit that little bell so you get notification anytime we make a new video. So here's another episode of Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things. I'm here with Heather. Hello, Heather.
Hi, David.
So super pleased to have you on the show. So Heather went from being a car salesman to being an insurance salesman. We're gonna talk a little bit about that, and we're going to get a little bit back into Heather's past. So first off, again, thank you for being on the show. You know, you worked in car sales. Not only did you work in car sales, but you're actually my boss at one point, right?
I was.
So that's awesome.
The tables have turned.
They now we're partners. That's it. Now we're working together.
Yeah.
But cool. So let's talk a little bit about you know, car sales, how you got involved with that first, because I believe that was your first sales position, right?
Yes, I actually started in as a service writer and got kind of pushed into car sales and management by my former boss. And so that's how I got into that. Didn't know what I was doing, but I did it.
You did amazingly well though, right?
Yeah, I did.
You did amazingly well. And then you went from there and then you worked at a larger dealership doing car sales, right?
Yes.
How did you like that?
I like people, so I liked that part of it, but I didn't like pitting each other against each other. Like the managers would pit the salespeople against each other, and you know, I didn't like the competition in it because we're supposed to be friends. We're not supposed to be wanting to cut each other's throat.
Yeah, that's the one thing you get in a sales organization, right? Yeah. I think that's one thing we do well. I think everyone is always looking to help each other and not cut each other's throat,
yeah.
as you would say.
Well, yeah, that's how it feels when it happens.
Right.
So, yeah, in this business, I don't feel that. I get to do my own thing, but with a team too.
That's awesome. So okay, so let's back up. So you're selling cars. You don't have an insurance license. How did you get involved with us? How did you end up getting your license? Let's bring us through that process.
So actually, when you first got your license, you came and you asked me to join, and I thought it was just another one of your. I was like, no. I thought it was another one of your schemes, like not schemes, but you were doing health stuff, and I was like, I'm not doing this, David. I needed a paycheck because I had my own house. So in the car business, you kind of have some sort of stability. You get a guarantee. And so I was scared of that and I didn't want to do it. And you kept bothering me. And I invited you. I bought my first house and I invited you to my housewarming party. And while I was busy, you were like, Heather, here, let me see your card. And I'm like, for what? Well, let me back up. You actually bought me a Visa gift card as my housewarming present. Yes. And you're like, give me the card. And I'm like, I was trying to keep everybody else entertained. And before I know it, you were like, here, you're signed up for the course. And I'm like, this dude right here. Okay. And that started it. So I started taking my test at night when I would get home from the car lot.
So you got your license. You remember how long it took?
It took me a little longer. It probably took me about 2 months, 3 months maybe, because I was working long hours at the car lot. And so when I got home at night, you would tell me, just do 20 minutes a night, Heather. Just do 20 minutes, because my brain would be mush. Right. So I did 20 minutes when I would get home from work, and finally got it, finally passed.
So it takes a lot of discipline, because selling cars takes a lot of hours.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, and a lot of talking, and it's a lot of mental and physical, because you're running all over the lot.
And then they give you a day off that you don't actually take off, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes. So
because if you want to make the numbers, you have to be there.
Right. You have to be there if they want a car, right?
Yeah, because somebody will steal your sale from you.
How cool is that? How cool is that though? You could sell insurance, like you don't actually have to go to the office to sell insurance.
Yeah. That's good.
That's good, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you took the test. You got your license now. Mm-hmm. All right. So obviously when you got your license, you're still at the dealership?
No, actually, I had gotten so frustrated at the dealership. I had applied for my license, and I got home one day and I was like, Dave, I quit my job. And he was like, well, I didn't tell you to do that. He's like, what are you going to do? I'm like, well, the Lord told me that I'm supposed to be doing this. So hopefully they send it to me soon so I can go to work.
That's right. Me knowing you, I'm like, oh no.
Yeah. You were like, I told you to use my brain, but I did not tell you to quit your job. And I was like, well, I mean.
Okay. So you quit your job, you applied for your license, and your license came in not too long, right?
Yeah. It was like 2 weeks, maybe 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
It had come in.
Okay. Boom. So boom. Now you're an insurance agent, new career. Selling insurance is different than selling a car.
Yes, and I don't have a guarantee.
And you don't have a guarantee.
Yeah.
So what happened?
I got in the car with Jen. I went right around with her and started working. And I remember at first I was scared, of course, to knock on a door. I was scared to don't let anybody answer the door. You know, I'm out here. Dave says if I just do the work that it'll happen, but I was hoping nobody would answer the door because I was scared. So, and it was maybe 2 weeks. And then I went out with Bianca, and I remember doing a podcast with you or an interview. And I said, sometimes success looks like failure in the beginning.
Best thing you ever said.
Best thing. That was the Holy Spirit that said that. But I was like, and so it kind of clicked. And then Bianca had let me know that when she first started, it took a little bit of time, you know, and then all of a sudden,
you're a superstar.
I started selling policies.
Overnight.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I know it was your second full month, right? I think Louisiana had some kind of hurricanes and stuff, which affects, every time that happens, it affects the field, right?
Yeah.
A lot. Luckily, we do sell on the phone a lot, and we have a hurricane now. You're prepared this time.
Yes.
But yeah, I think your second full month, you issued $24,000 in business, which is superstar level.
Yeah.
So how did you do it?
I went to work.
You went to work?
I went to work. I used your brain.
You used my brain?
Yeah, I did with the other agents we're doing. And I got less scared. I had to break it down to the ridiculous. That's something that we do in the car business. And or that we did. And so I had to look at it as when you're knocking at somebody's house, it's just a piece of wood. Like when you talk to somebody, it's just some skin that can talk. Why are you scared of that? You know, like I had to break it down to the ridiculous so I didn't have that fear, and then it worked.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I know, that's kind of.
So selling a car, right? You're working at the dealership. Like the sales cycle of selling a car, right, versus the sales cycle of selling an insurance policy. The payoff of selling a car, right, versus the payoff of an insurance policy.
Right.
Right. You know exactly what I'm getting
Yeah.
at. Can you explain that for the people listening? You know, one, there's gonna be some car sales people listening to this that have no idea. They don't know what they don't know. And two, like, you know, anyone that's a sales professional, like selling different things, pay differently.
Right.
Right. So explain that to us, someone who doesn't understand it.
Well, in the car business, you start back at zero every month. And so you don't get paid on that vehicle again the next year. Like if I would continue to get paid on the vehicles that I have sold, I would be doing I'm already doing well, but that would be just an added bonus.
Right.
And so each one is different. There's not something continuous. Like with the insurance business, I have like a 401k. This is my retirement. This is money that's going to keep coming in because you can't run all over a car lot when you're 60.
Right.
Like it's not going to, the younger salespeople are going to snatch your stuff.
Right. So the residual, but also too, I'm interested in buying a car. I show up to your dealership, right? Mm-hmm. I got you bringing me in every single car, looking at every color. Yeah. My credit's not good. Like it takes a long time.
Yeah, like
to sell a car.
You could spend the whole day with somebody and then it not get approved,
right? Or
them just be like, oh well, I want to fit. Like it just, you can spend your whole day doing that, and it could be 9:00 at night, and you don't have anything.
Or you do get lucky and they do want the car and they do have the credit to get it, and it's a brand new car. What was the commission on a brand new car?
It's like $250.
$250, right? And what's the commission on an insurance policy? Right, you sell a $50,000 car, you get $250. You sell an insurance policy for $60 a month,
and that could be up to $800.
Right?
Yeah.
So
like I just did that last week.
And it takes you how long to do that?
Like an hour.
An hour, right? Not dragging you around the lot, test driving.
Right.
And
you're still dealing with people and you're still helping them. So I got the best of both worlds by doing insurance.
And they don't need good credit.
They don't need good credit.
They don't even need good health.
Right? Anybody can get approved.
Anyone from 0 to 85. So that's awesome. So yeah, I think you made a big, great choice. You talked a little bit about the residual income, the back end money. I know you experienced some of that. What did it feel like when that first started happening?
Oh my God, that was a relief. It was just a relief because that had never happened before. So you have that extra money that is coming in. Like your hard work is still paying off. Like all those times I ran around the car a lot and I ended up dehydrated one time and in the hospital trying to sell a car.
You're a hard worker.
But that was it. You don't have anything to show for it really, but a hospital bill.
And that keeps going, right?
That keeps going. So
that's good. So, all right. So you got your insurance license. I know recently you've been working on hiring some people. I know I've been on the phone with some people, talking to them, asking some questions and stuff. So looking to build an agency.
Yeah.
How big of an agency you looking to have?
I don't know. Cause that's a little scary for me.
You're good at managing people.
I know, but
you're the best manager I ever had.
Think that you're being nice. No.
I have to be the
I got you here. I got you here.
Thank you.
I got you here.
All the training I needed.
I taught you how to manage.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I do want to build a business and I want to build an agency and I want to be able to do it. I want people to have the same heart as me. They can make money, but the people come first.
Right.
And whenever you love people and you want to do these things, God honors that. And that just follows.
The rest is easy,
The
right?
rest is easy. Yeah. You just do what you're there for, to help people and insure them, and the rest will fall in place.
I know you're real big with church and very spiritual and stuff like that. And I know you're very big with your time.
Yeah.
Right? So, you've always been an employee before this, right? And you're always been a hardworking employee that doesn't know how to say no. Right?
Yeah.
Hey, Heather, we're short on Saturday. Can you work? Yes.
Yeah.
Even though I had
all kind of stuff planned.
Yeah, I was planning on having a baby that day.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll be at work, right?
Yeah.
So what does it feel like having that freedom?
It's great because family doesn't have to come second. My time and my energy, I can divide it now. I can do things at church that the Lord's called me to do. I can visit with my family. When I was at the car dealership, you might have a set schedule, But it was never, you never followed it. You could have been, oh, I was supposed to get off at 5. It's 9:30 at night and you're still at the car dealership. So you could never make plans.
Right.
You could never make plans. You missed everything because you had one day off a week and you had to do doctor's appointments or whatever. So you really didn't have that day off. So this has given me a lot of freedom to live life.
That's awesome. That's awesome. I know you bought a house recently,
Yes.
right? Mm-hmm. How does that feel? It's
that
a beautiful
is amazing.
House.
Yeah. And so the fact that I can do this, still have time to live life and pay my bills because I'm a single woman, so I don't have anybody else paying my bills, is amazing.
And then you also just got a new car too, right?
Yes.
Is that a dream car or?
It is a dream car.
It's a dream car. so I mean, you're living
Finally.
it up.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So I feel like you're on top of the world right now. Yeah. So what are some goals that you have? What are some things that you haven't accomplished that you're looking to accomplish?
I'm looking to hit 150 in production because I want that Rolex.
Okay.
And I want to be able to help other people do what I do. I want to be able, I guess that's a hard question because you kind of put me on the spot. Like I know there's little things, but I hadn't really sat down and wrote them down like you tell me to do.
We have to work on that. So I know, like, we talk about goals and stuff like that, and material and money goals are what people usually think of first, right? But I know you personally, and like, what are your goals, right? Because I know your goals have a lot more with being spiritual and giving back to the church than anything. So let's talk about some of those goals.
Okay. So I want to be able to go on mission trips.
Okay.
Like I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to give more to the church because the community needs it. Like the world needs it. I want to be able to sell insurance policies almost like working for the Lord is my first job. Right. So when somebody needs me, I can go and do that. I can get on the phone. I can sell a couple of insurance policies, help some people. Or if I have a free day, I can go on the road. I can do either one. I can work on the phone or I can go out in the field. But it gives me time to help others. It gives me time to pull people out of the dark. I want to do that. I want to do that.
You're going to do it. You're going to do it without a doubt. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's watching your growth, and everyone has their ups and downs, right? I definitely did in the beginning, and then you start getting to a certain point where your goals start pulling you like a magnet. Yeah. Right? And what happened when you start believing that those are going to happen, you believe that you're going to be doing those missions, you believe that you're going to be able to do exactly what the Lord wants, then it's going to be easier to pick up the phone and make those sales, and easier to get out of bed early and help people, right? Because you see it's clear, like, I need to do this. Like, I have to knock on this door. Like, you know what I mean? That's what God wants, you know?
Because if it means getting my hands dirty for the Lord and helping other people, then knocking on the door is not so scary. Yeah. Picking up the phone is not so scary.
Yeah. And again, it's going to get easier and easier as it gets more clear. Because it has for me. I mean, and there's times where I'm like, man, like, you know what? Maybe I could just like relax and kind of like live good now and enjoy myself. Then I'm like, no, my goals are bigger than this. Yeah. And I start pushing harder. Cool. So we're learning a lot about you. So super pumped about that. And I'm so glad we got a lot of this on video.
Yeah.
So we can use it against you later on.
Right? Because you will.
Absolutely.
You will. You'll be like, Heather, it's 10 o'clock. Let's, do you want me to show you your video, what your goals are? That's not going to get you across the world on a.
That's it. We're going to get you across the world. So what, so I know Bianca, right? She's your mentor, right? She's the one you lean on quite a bit. What does she mean to you?
Well, it's I guess it's a steadiness whenever I'm, going to the left or going to the right. I can always say, okay, what do I need to do about this? Or what do I need to do about that? Okay. Or, okay, I need to get focused again. I need to see what needs to be done. So I know I can always call her and I can always ask her, okay, this person said this. What do I need to say about that? So it's just support, a steadiness when.
Like an anchor, right?
Like an anchor.
Like an anchor. She saves you when you start drifting away.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's awesome. She does a great job. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, like I said, it's been great. You know, we've been friends for a really, really long time. You knew me when I had absolutely nothing,
Yes.
right? I remember you said something, or I forgot what it was, but I was like, well, Dave, obviously, you know, you can do what you want to do or something like that. Like you proved it, like, you know, and I thought that was really cool when you said that because again, we didn't know each other so well and same, you know, I mean, you're driving your dream car, you're living in a beautiful house. You got the dog again.
Yes,
you know?
I got the dog again.
So you're living your own schedule. You look great, right? So super pumped about that. What I mean, we talked about a lot of different things. We kind of touched on some stuff, but you know, what would your favorite thing be about all this new stuff going on?
I guess probably my favorite thing is watching your story.
My story?
Yeah.
No, come on.
Yeah. Because I remember that, David. You know what I mean? Like I remember all that stuff and where we came from, you know? And so to see it now is cool.
I appreciate it. You practiced that. Thank you.
No, I didn't really. I did not know I was going to say that.
That's funny.
You know how I'm always wrestling.
Yeah, you're always wrestling. I never know what's going to happen. So.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a good story.
That's cool. Thank you. I appreciate that. And like I said, I appreciate everything. So, is there anything, you know, there's going to be a lot of new agents watching this that struggled, that are struggling, right? You've been through the struggles, or maybe some people selling cars watching this, wondering if, you know, because a lot of times when people sell cars, they get capped, even if they're the best, they're capped at a certain point, you know, and then we blow past that cap. But is there anything you want to say to the audience?
If you're thinking about getting your insurance license or you're thinking about a career change, just take a leap of faith and try it. You know, the car business is always looking for car salesmen. So it's not, if you try this and it doesn't work for you, you can go back to the car business and find a job. It won't be a problem. But just take a chance on yourself. Take a chance on yourself and try insurance.
And are you hiring? You're willing to take these people?
I am hiring.
That's it. And Heather's
so
hiring.
If you want somebody that has a good heart, that loves people, then come work for me. I'll be glad to show you everything I know.
Awesome.
And what not to do.
What not to do. So just put those in the comments. If you're looking for Heather, I hope you find her. So Heather, again, I really appreciate taking some time out of your day, coming out here, being on the show. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You know, we don't get to see each other as much now.
I know, I miss
state.
you now that you're like out there in Florida.
So, hey, come visit. I got an extra bedroom.
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
stay for
I'll
about
have
a week.
to do that.
Or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah. And then you'll kick me out.
So I got an extra bedroom. But yeah, again, it was great having you on the show. If there's something that you've seen that you like, please put it in the comments. If there's something that you've seen that you want to see or that you haven't seen that you do want to see, put that in the comments. If you like this video, please hit that little thumbs up. If you want to see more content, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell so you get a notification. This has been another episode of Ordinary People Doing Extraordinary Things with David Price. Thank you.